Welcome back to Waterbox Live.
Hey, well, that popped up.
We are back on this Thursday evening. You can follow me and Jess there on Instagram. You can also follow the official Waterbox Instagram. We appreciate you all being here.
Yep, and we are back with the final episode or whatever of these side-by-side freshwater, saltwater builds. Today we're talking about like maintenance, just checking in on them, all of that good stuff. So hopefully you've been following along for the last 4 or so weeks because this is the last one showing these tanks here.
Yep, and if you'd all do us a favor and smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit its best friend, the notification bell right next to it. We'd appreciate that. We
also have a giveaway that we have run side-by-side with this, and we're going to be announcing the winners to that later in the stream, so definitely stay tuned on that.
Yes, and we skipped a week, right?
We did. We weren't here last week because of hurricane, so we're pushed back a little bit, so we're announcing at the same time as our final episode. It was like different timing.
Yeah, fortunately, everything was all good here at the studio.
Yep.
In our offices. Power stayed on.
Yep,
So
all was good. All right, before we start taking a look at the tanks, we have a little bit of an announcement. Real quick. Oh,
Oh my God.
there you go. Bear with us.
I was very confused there for a second.
All right, there you go.
Oh my gosh. What the
All
hell?
right.
What the hell? What is
There you go.
You guys are the worst.
I know.
Happy birthday.
All
my
right, so
God.
Rich's birthday is coming up, so we thought we would surprise him and make him super embarrassed about his birthday. And if you haven't noticed, everyone is dressed up as a version of Rich. We have Birthday Rich. And all his different summers. He's got summer, winter
I was
Rich.
very confused about what was going on there. I was like,
Ranch Richard, Blue Friday, and
my
I
God.
actually am your Cube Battle version of you.
oh my God.
Like that. So, happy birthday. We love you.
Thank you guys. I was truly not expecting that one bit. But when you started saying that, I was like, this isn't in the notes here. Thank you guys.
Blow out your candle.
All right. There's 2 candles.
Woo!
Thank you guys.
All right.
I know.
All right, you got confetti in your tank. We'll get that out. All right, we take basket and cake with you guys.
Wow.
There you go. So you guys got to be a part of a big surprise for Rich here.
That was awesome. Thank you guys.
All right. I guess we can talk about fish tanks now, all right?
That is too funny. I was actually really confused. I was like, what are you talking about? We have a special announcement. Do we have a new product that I don't know about?
What are we doing? Well, you know, since it wasn't actually on the thing, we had to sneak attack you. So there we go. So our
You have
tanks.
confetti in your hair, too. It's all good. They
You have
can't see.
confetti in your tanks. Oh,
I know.
That didn't go planned.
All right, we'll make that part of it. We're talking about maintenance today.
There you go.
so-
Don't
Yeah.
put confetti into your tank is number 1 on your maintenance here. Yep, so we're going to take a look at both the aquariums, how they're doing kind of as our check-in. Now that they've been up and running for a couple weeks, we've done livestock, corals, fish, plants, and just take a look at how they are. Rich's now has the bonus of confetti for you to see whenever you do it. So let's take a closer look up into, we'll start with Rich's tank
Do we have
here.
a little net somewhere? Maybe I can net this out.
I will go grab one.
Go ahead and switch to the freshwater.
So, if you guys have been following along, we set up this. This is actually my first freshwater planted tank that I did myself, so it was pretty exciting. But I found a nice piece of driftwood, left a lot of like negative space here on the side. We got the. You're gonna have to remind me of the names of these. The Java moss.
Javanos, Java fern, Anubias, some swords,
Yep.
and some crypts, and some
Yep.
val actually
And
too.
we also have some of the Carib Sea
Dragonstone,
Dragonstone. Yes, sorry.
and
I'm
then
still
the
thrown off
substrate.
by this whole birthday celebration. And we're also using their planted substrate, the black one particularly. Ignore the confetti.
That's not generally in your live planted tank
Yeah.
here. And you got the neon tetras and some cherry shrimp and stuff in there.
I see lots of happy birthdays coming through the comments here, so I appreciate that, you guys.
Yeah, so your tank has turned out really nice. Everything's kind of settled in. Minus.
I'm still laughing at the fact that Erica was dressed up in camo.
We all just picked our own personality and
We should have got
season.
that on camera.
I know. Well, we did, right? But not fully
didn't come
on.
in this
Oh, they didn't come in. Yep. So we had to have a Ranch Richard, summer, winter fishing. I think we have many varieties of.
The fish
right.
tank's having a birthday party too. By
There
the
you
way.
go.
But,
All right, and then
So let's talk a little bit about maintenance on these tanks. So if you guys are looking to get into, a little nano aquarium like that, maintenance is a big thing to think about with this. It's not overly difficult, especially in a tank like this, but the main things you're going to want to think about are doing bi-weekly water changes, and testing the water about 1 to 2 times a month. And when you do the water changes, you want to do it with dechlorinated tap water.
yeah, for like a low tech planet
Right,
system
right,
like
right,
this, you don't have to do anything too special with the water. I
throw
think
that
you got a
on,
good
huh?
amount of it. I think that counts for now.
So we're going to clean the glass. Obviously, you can use, a handheld glass cleaner. We also have the Waterbox ones. I don't know if the small one would work with these.
The small one does work with
The
these,
small
yeah.
one, so the small Waterbox glass cleaner. And then you're also going to siphon the gravel once a month to get it all nice and clean. Get all the detritus out of it. Get all of the confetti out of it,
I think you just put it all back in there from the net. It's not going as planned.
No. This is live, so.
Yeah. Totally
This
just
is
messed up his
not-
whole
not-
rhythm of the
not
show
planned.
by doing that in the beginning. So yeah, like you're saying, is freshwater, especially like a low-tech planted or like a fish-only type of freshwater tank, like the maintenance pretty easy.
Yeah.
With plants, we try and do kind of a routine for the water changes, just for the elements and stuff that come in with your tap water that does fertilize and help the plants. If you're in a fish only, there's no live plants, you can really just base your water changes upon need by nitrates and stuff. Testing is usually once you're through your cycle, pretty basic. You're just keeping all the water changes. So it's like the same maintenance as saltwater, but just a little bit more laid back, a little more simplified.
What does that say?
Cube out of Richard. Trimming the plants as needed, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, let me help you out.
Do I have it still in my hair?
Yeah. There you go.
There you go. All right. No one can see it. It's bugging you from the side. You have one right there on your collar. There we go. So there's kind of your freshwater, real basic.
Sorry. I'm still really thrown off by that because I wasn't expecting it.
All right, so we'll take a look at the saltwater side, see what's going on with this is the Cube 15 Peninsula. And then we'll talk about this tank and maintenance for that.
So, again, you guys, if you're looking to get into these cubes, we have them in a number of different sizes. We have the Cube 10, 15, and 25. The Cube and the 20 are more of like a cube. They're
this.
they're
Got
more
a
of a square
lot.
shape, whereas the Cube 15 and 25 are more of a peninsula style. So if you're looking to get into those, you can check them out at waterboxaquariums.com.
Yep, so this is the 15. Kept it really simple. I'm using the Carib Sea, Fiji Pink substrate, live sand. And then for the rock, all of our builds for saltwater, we use the Carib Sea Life rock. It's great. It's got really nice shapes. It helps your cycle and establish your tank a lot faster. And this is actually the Nano tree, which is really cool. If you watch from the beginning, the first episode of this set of series is I show you. It's 3 pieces with a rod in the middle, about a 5-second setup. Really nice, but I like how open it is. You can kind of configure what direction the branches and stuff are going in. And I like to try it out, especially with a smaller tank, getting a lot of flow in there can be tough if you put too much bulky rock in. So doing that with all wavy coral. So you see it's mostly euphyllias, hammers, torches, frog spawns, with a couple soft corals like the clove polyps and hairy mushrooms just for movement. So the goal is a lot of open water column. Anything, all the corals are going to be things that move. Probably eventually add like a small power head just to give more randomized flow. And fish-wise, he's probably shy of the camera, but down at the bottom, and you can see all this in the previous ones that we've done, is a pistol shrimp and goby pair. Just something kind of fun and unique that you can really enjoy in a smaller tank. And there are some sexy shrimp in here as well.
Nice.
I don't see any of them.
They don't like being on camera because they always hide for it. So when we're talking about the maintenance on the saltwater side, it's very similar to freshwater.
Yeah.
As far as your basic things, like water changes, testing, kind of doing some cleanup and stuff like that is all pretty much the same. With a smaller saltwater, ideally, small water change every 1 to 2 weeks. If you can do weekly, it's going to help you replenish the elements a lot better. Every 2 weeks, you can usually get away with. Just have to keep an eye on maybe a little bit more testing for that. When you're doing a water change, it has to be RODI water. Then you have to mix the salt in or buy it pre-mixed. So it's a lot more involved than getting tap water and putting it in the chlorinator and just walking to the tank and using it. You do have your own mixing and making of water for that. Testing, say at least once a week. If you have a lot of like harder to keep corals or a lot more coral in there, you might do more regularly to keep an eye on your elements. Dosing goes along with that, where usually it's going to be daily dosing if you have the uptake for it. If you have an all soft coral tank, probably don't have to worry about it. As you get more elements in there, and say you're only doing water change every 2 weeks, you're going to need to test and dose more regularly, which can be a little bit more hands-on to it. Cleaning the glass, usually you're going to find probably 1 or 2 times a week, at least for that. And, same as fish, you got to feed your fish daily, just in both the things. So maintenance is similar, but it's a little bit more, got more testing, more dosing, that kind of stuff in a saltwater. And, the water itself is going to take a little bit longer to get ready than just pulling from the tap. But I feel like any fish tank, the fundamentals of the care of it is very baseline.
Right.
And it's just a little bit of alterations based upon what you're keeping on it. So
Excellent.
you can see they're very happy. Tanks are doing really good. Now we have to move them.
Yeah, so again, if you guys are looking to get into these desktop aquariums, you're kind of maybe iffy about maybe even get into the hobby, or maybe you have some other tanks, these are perfect for if you just want something, like, again, for your desktop.
Yeah.
For the Cube 20, we have cabinets for those, so if you want to put the Cube 20, you can put it on a cabinet.
Yeah.
But these are great for desktop, and they're relatively easy to maintain, whether you're doing a freshwater or saltwater.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of people using the cubes and Cube Peninsula and all that stuff for freshwater. But it's great because you had all your filtration,
absolutely.
very clean looking. So, some people don't know, think that you can use something like this for freshwater. Even the all-in-ones, all that very popular freshwater tanks. So, I love having a little desktop because there's a lot of fun. Smaller fish, both in fresh and salt, that you would not be able to really see or appreciate. Like the little cherry shrimp in a big tank, you barely notice them, but you can really watch them running around in here. A lot of personality and stuff there. So a lot to be done.
Yep. If you guys haven't already, smash that like button. And also, if you have questions, post them below. The reason we're live is so we can take those questions for you. So if you got them, put them below. It could be about desktop aquariums. It could be about Waterbox in general. If you're looking to get into the hobby.
What Rich is doing for his birthday?
Yes. Yes.
Don't ask ages. It's very rude. Don't do that.
It's okay. I think I'm 39. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I can't remember. But yes, I am 39. I'm the same age as you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Oh my God.
That's called throwing under the bus.
No, you're
Man.
spring chicken.
Yeah, but now they know I'm not a spring chicken. No. Yeah. We're the same age. All right. Well then, I guess we'll do some questions if there are some.
There's a couple. Give me 1 second.
Questions, comments,
Yeah, put
salutations.
your questions below if you got them.
I'm seeing this more and more, so I'll throw it up there. I'm not sure how much you want to say.
Oh, more. Are you going to do Blue Friday this year? So definitely stay tuned. We do Blue Friday every year. So stay tuned to Waterbox Live for that announcement.
It's our special event, so yeah, we're in November, so it's getting close.
Yep.
People know, man. They have it on their
They're
calendars
waiting.
every year.
They're waiting.
It's such a fun day.
It's the first
Friday.
first
First Friday of November.
Every November. Yeah. So
Whole
call
day
her
of
and
streams and guests and education and stuff. Like, you don't want to miss
I don't
it.
even know where this is going. Did you watch Dahmer on Netflix? I was so proud that he was keeping track of his fish tanks, ammonia, nitrates. What a good man. Oh my God. All right.
I have not seen it.
That's a.
I'm glad his fish were well taken care of. That's good. I mean, I don't even know.
Mr. Orange Crush. All of my Acropora die on me. I cannot keep them alive, and it seems I am always dosing for calcium as it's always low.
I mean, Acropora dying is going to come down to a whole bunch of stuff. Stability of your parameters, especially alkalinity. If it swings a lot, they're going to die. High nutrients can cause them to become very brown, which can have a hard time for them to absorb nutrients and stuff like that. Proper flow. As well as if your calcium is always low and you're always dosing it and it's not like moving like it should be, then look at your alkalinity and magnesium levels because they're probably not in balance. All three do work together. They're like this little magic trio. And a lot of people don't think about, they just look at alkalinity and calcium. But magnesium plays a big part in there of how they're absorbed, how they're utilized, how the coral can take them up. So definitely look at a lot of those things. Stability is key, and clean, but not too clean water is also important.
Yeah.
I mean, there could probably be like a 5-hour talk on why Acropora die, but that's like a good little quick version.
So many variables
Yeah.
involved with that. Mike's asking, do you recommend the digital readers for testing tank parameters?
If you got the money for them, like some of them, like the good ones are going to cost you a pretty good penny. But you still, in my opinion, when using digital ones, always have backup of actual tests because the like titrant testing and stuff like that is one of the most, I think, precise ways versus digital. I know there's a lot of the digital meters that people have problems with calcium readings or alkalinity seems off or there's a batch that doesn't seem to be right. I think using a good quality test kit and staying consistent with that test kit is more important than having a fancy digital one. But reviews vary.
Yeah. Can I keep beneficial bacteria alive and multiplying by adding ammonia chloride after tank cycles if I plan not to be adding fish for a month or two to help build stability in the tank?
Yeah, so I mean, another way of cycling your tank, like we do fishless cycle where we throw fish food in there and then we slowly stock. If you are using an ammonia source or something similar, because that does break down to ammonia, if there's no live inhabitant in your tank creating waste, you always have to have that ammonia source. So you can either keep using the ammonia chloride, you can feed fish food, all of those choices to maintain a food source for the bacteria to keep the cycle complete.
Brian's asking, what other besides the tetras would be good fish for the freshwater desktop?
Harlequin rasboras would be awesome. There's a lot of cute little cory cats. There's some little dwarf cory cats and stuff like that that would be good for like your bottom group. Little auto cats are good for cleaners. There's actually some even like some threadfin rainbows that stay small. Just depends on what else is in there and how much space is available because not all fish are as small as neons. But
Right.
if they're a little bit bigger and the tank is mostly theirs, you can use, things that are a little bit larger because they're going to have a free open swimming space. So just find stuff that's not going to get too big.
Yeah. James Nature Aquatics, y'all are close. Why am I not reading this right? Y'all are close love to do freshwater aquascape for your showroom.
Oh.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I'm reading that really weird. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Dude.
I saw he was asking when we're going to do a collab, so collaboration.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. Get with us. I like that idea of that.
Yeah.
Yep. Email us. Yep.
Cool. Any thoughts? Any thoughts on using water?
That got awkward.
Any thoughts on using water from a water softener that uses potassium instead of salt? No, that'd be cool. I think we should do a collab. We need a nice aquascape tank here.
Yeah, especially for someone local. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot support at waterboxaquariums.com. Waterboxaquariums.com. Email, and they'll get it sent over to Rich and I, and we'll get with you on that for sure.
Yeah.
We like local.
Yeah.
We need more local. We don't have a lot of local escapers and stuff like
We've
that.
been talking about that. We need more of that. So any thoughts on using water from a water softener that uses potassium instead of salt?
I don't know. Problem with water softener in general, if you can like bypass it for your tank, is a lot of tropical stuff, and I guess it depends on what you were planning to keep. Prefer water a little bit harder than they do soft, unless you're specifically keeping soft water fish. So when you're using soft water and you have fish that are tropical, they are usually, and also for saltwater, is they usually like it a little bit higher for all those ratios. So then you're going to take your softened water, and now you have to buffer it up. You got to use something that contains the elements and buffers it up and stuff like that. So you kind of doing extra steps. So if you can bypass, it's probably going to be more natural. If not, then make sure you're using the proper additives to bring that up to what the fish need as far as softness and elements.
Cool. What's the difference between a 4-stage and a 5-stage RODI? Good question.
1 DI cartridge versus 2. So that's just going to basically catch. So, you know, when you're running through your water, you got your pre-filtering carbon that takes out contaminants, goes through your membrane, which does a ton of the work and expelling a lot of waste product and sedatives. Then your final stage is your DI. So when you have 1 DI, sometimes you can have some water that can channel through, or it gets to be exhausted before you catch it. So you start letting TDS through and into your tank, which is going to be things that can promote algae growth and stuff. When you have a second one, it's kind of like your backup barrier to if something channels, if the first one kind of is starting to let TDS out, the second one catches it. And it's also beneficial for those with bigger tanks because you're not having to change that last cartridge as frequently, and you have 2 to kind of as a backup.
Cool.
All right, cool. There's some good questions today, actually.
And we do have some winners that we're going to announce.
Oh, snap. I
Let us know
know.
when you're ready
People
for
have been
that.
waiting for this one. I had some people that said it was getting awkward between them because they all thought they were winning the tank. So this one ended last week because that was when we were supposed to have our last episode, right? The giveaway.
Yes.
Yep.
The actual ending of the sweepstakes ended last Thursday.
Last Thursday,
Due
okay.
to the
Okay.
hurricane.
Due to the hurricane, we're pushed back 1 week. And we have pulled some winners. So the first one that we're doing is for the Cube Peninsula.
Cool.
All right. Winner
Drum roll.
is ready.
Darla Paduzzi. Congratulations, Darla. Email winners@waterboxaquariums.com, right? And they'll
Yep.
get you hooked up, or maybe you'll do it from the system. I don't know. Either way, you can email winners@waterboxaquariums.com.
Congratulations. So excited to see what you end up wanting to do with your Cube 15.
Yeah.
And then we have a clear
Yep,
16
clear
to give away
16
with a
system.
light as well. And we're ready for that one.
We are.
All right. Winner is
Sean Hurd. Congratulations, Sean. That's awesome. Always
Same.
giving away something on Waterbox Live.
yes. So same thing. Emailing at winners@waterboxaquariums.com. We will get you hooked up with your new water box. So I pays to watch live. We usually do some giveaways. This
Yep.
one we had bonus words for watching the different streams. Got you more entries. You know, we always got something going on, and we're here despite natural occurrences and other things.
Yeah.
We're here at Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep, for sure. Last week we were getting hit by a hurricane, but fortunately
Yeah.
we were pretty fortunate with that.
Yep.
So if you guys haven't already, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you know when we're going live. We'll be live again next week at 6 p.m.
Yep. See you then.
See ya. Thank you all for watching. Remember to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. And also remember, you can visit us online at waterboxaquariums.com.
Also join our official Facebook group. Thanks for watching live. See you next week.
You